Notts County Talk, back with another match preview in what is set to be the most difficult game we've had this season, or we will have all season. It's against Stockport on Tuesday night at 7:45. A real big time for Notts now. We need to be looking to put up a fierce performance against these and getting the result, because this is the sort of game where if we can get the result, it can really give the team confidence to push on and start getting the results against other teams in the league. So I will hand over to Tom now for stats and players to watch.
Massive game on Tuesday night then against Stockport. Biggest game of the season comfortably for me, probably until we go away to Stockport. Toughest game of the season. Looking into the stats, Notts are 7th with 20 points, dropped quite a few after obviously the Yeovil postponement. It's to be expected. It's still tight at the top, bar really Torquay. And Stockport are in 9th, so 2 places below, on 19 points. Now 1 point separate the teams, although Notts have played 3 games more. So it just goes to show, after only playing 9 games, they've already amassed 19 points. They're doing really well. We expect them to do really well. They'll have money pumped into the team. Going to be a really hard game. Stockport have scored 1 less than Notts as well. They've got 17, we've got 18. Again, 3 games played less. Just all stats that are not pointing in a fantastic direction for the Magpies. They've also won all the last 5 games in all competitions. Some FA Cup ones in there, but yeah, won the last 5. Another stat that's not looking fantastic. Looking deeper into it, obviously we had the 1-1 draw at Meadow Lane near the beginning of last season. Didn't get to play them again, if I remember right, but the stat that really stands out to me is that away from home, Stockport are absolutely fantastic. So they've won 9 out of the last 10 in all competitions away from home, and they've only lost 3 of their last 21 away games in all competitions. Now, that is an unbelievable record. That's formidable. And it's something that usually you have home advantage. Where's the home advantage? You've got a team that are fantastic away from home and you've got no fans in your home stadium. You've got a team that are up and down on confidence, playing a team that are banging confidence, that think we should win this game, we should win this division. So it's going to be really hard for Notts. The stats don't look fantastic, but Notts have surprised us a few times, haven't they? So hopefully, we can muster something up and get a victory. I think we need a victory. I don't think a draw really is enough. I know it is in the context of this game. It'll be a good draw, but we need the 3 points. Now, looking further on into the season, obviously we're still early, 12 games into a 44-game season, because Maxfield obviously expelled from the league. So I was having a look. The last 10 seasons, excluding last season because it was cut short early, the average points to not the average points of the winner, the average points needed to win the league was 90. So average over the last 10, excluding last season, was 90 points. Some teams got over 100, some teams got down in the 80, 84, 85. So 90 points. Now, I would say that, yeah, Maxfield aren't in it, so it's going to be lower. But there's some seasons where teams like, I think it's Wrexham, had over 100 points. Now, if they played 2 games less, they would still have had more than 90. So we can't be sure that it's going to be less than 90. We don't know. I don't know how we are this season compared to how it's panned out before, but we cannot be sure. So if we're going on that average of 90, that would mean Notts would need to pick up, out of 96 available points, 70. That leaves a margin of error of 26 points for the rest of the season. We're still Torquay to play twice, that will fall therein. Hartlepool, Wrexham, Stockport. That is a very small margin for error, and that is why people say that the season's early. Actually, it needs to start sorting itself out now, and we need to see some consistency. Really do. Now, going on to players to watch, I could have picked 6 or 7. I've gone for the obvious John Rooney. Now, at Barrow last season, if you went to the fantastic away win, absolutely incredible away win, you would have seen the fans really winding Rooney up, and he bit. You don't never do that to away fans. He did. He was biting. He's just a player, celebrating in front of the Kop, didn't he, when Barrow won. Yeah, we don't like John Rooney, so he's one to watch out for. He's got 6 in 9. He's a good player from this division, but we've shown before that we can nullify him, so hopefully Tuesday is going to be another one of those games and Aldi gets his tactics spot on. Next player, Jordan Keane. Now, I've picked him out because he's a very decent non-league player. He's the brother, if you remember, of Kieran Keane we had at left back for a few games. And he's just a very, very solid player. Now, solid players in this division, as we've seen with your Doyles and your Reeves, they're not going to light the game up, but they're the skeleton, aren't they? They're the heartbeat of a team, and you have to take those players out of the game and pull them out of positions to actually, to work the team around the pitch and get openings for your strikers and wingers to get into. So he's going to be a player to watch out for. And the final one, I was flitting between the two, but I've gone for Connor Jennings. Now, massive Football League experience with Connor Jennings. He's come from Tranmere. Now, a few interesting stats. So he's played 121 league games for Tranmere. Only scored 21 goals, but he does play that pulled back from the striker position a bit. He's actually got more cards than goals. 26 cards, so he does like to get stuck in. Very, very talented. Now, he's not had a fantastic start to the season, but he's a creator and he's a player that Notts are really going to have to watch out for. And I say it most weeks, it's Doyle and Reeves' job to really marshal him.
Moving on to team news for Notts now. Now, thankfully, there's not actually that much in the way of injuries. Everyone's back on the grass, like all the injuries that we did have back in training, whether it be non-contact or whether they be in like the full depth of training. Everyone is back. I know Cal Roberts was saying in the Boreham Wood game where he was interviewed at half-time saying that he wants to be back for the 15th. We can only hope and pray, but he's not match fit, is he? He's not been training for a while, so fingers crossed he is. It'd be nice to see him, but I think it's very unlikely that we will, but hopefully we get that surprise and he is playing. So that takes me on to our selection. Now, this team has to be solid. We have to show the defensive record of have a recent, I think, and just be solid from the first to the 90th minute. So in goal, Slocum. He commands his area very well, which I think we're going to need. We're going to need all the help we can get against Stockport because they're a very dangerous side. Right back, Brindley. Fantastic defensive. And like I say, we're going to need that defensive aspect in the back four more than the attacking, I believe, against Stockport. Centre backs, it's got to be Rawlinson and Turner. Now, there's a few question marks around Turner. I know that, and obviously Graham, he is back in training, so it wouldn't be a shock to see Graham. But I do think you sort of look at the amount of goals they've conceded in the last 5 games. You can't be too critical on Turner, I don't think. So for me, yeah, it has to be Rawlinson and Turner. Left back, Kelly Evans, solid defensively. He's good going forward as well. I can't praise Kelly Evans enough. I think he's a fantastic player. I think we need to play our game. We're at home. Fair enough, it's against Stockport, who are a tough side. I think we need to keep that 4-2-3-1 and just play to our strengths because it's worked for us in the games that we've done well in so far this season. So obviously, 2 sitting in front of the back 4, Reeves and Doyle. Reeves, I feel like he's going to be pivotal in this game because he's just a real engine, isn't he? He gets everyone going around him and he creates a lot. Doyle, he's very physical, very vocal, the sort of player you need in a game like this where it is a big game. So attacking midfielders, on the left of the attacking midfielders, gone for Enzio. I feel like this is a real game for him that he'll want to step up in and score a goal or create something because he likes that big stage. So does Cal Roberts, but I just can't see him coming in. I hope he does, but I just can't see it. So yeah, on the right side of the attacking midfielders, gone for Tom Walker. This is a chance for him to really show what he's about, I think, against Stockport. I think this game is probably going to be one of the most streamed games for Notts this season because it's a huge game. It's a real turning point, I think, because if we can beat Stockport, I think it will give us the confidence to go on then and, work our way up the league. Sitting in between the two sort of winger attacking mids, gone for Ruben Rodriguez. Again, this is the game for Ruben Rodriguez. I think it's going to be, the game that he shows that he's got it and he can pass it through, he can create goals, he can score goals, and he's got it in his locker and you just know it. And sitting up top, Kyle Wotton, wouldn't have it any other way. Obviously with that lineup, I wouldn't mind seeing Eli Sam in there. Not really sure who for though, because I feel like that attacking 3 sat behind Wotton, you've got everything you need there, the pace, you've got Enzio cutting in, Walker's got the skill, and Rodriguez has just got that creativity you need. So wouldn't mind seeing him because just for that bit of height and strength, I think it's going to be a tough game. Now, onto my prediction. I was gonna go for a draw 1-1, but I have changed my mind. I'm going for a 1-0 win for Notts. Ruben Rodriguez to get the only goal. I feel like it's going to pay into our favour that we've had such a sort of vigorous sort of few weeks where we've been playing Saturday, Tuesday. We've had a week off now from playing. So as of Stockport, but they're only at 9 games, whereas we've had 12. So it's a real point for us to prove. I think that we're serious contenders for the top. And I hope we can do it. I really feel it. If we can get it going this game, I feel like that's it. It's a huge turning point for us. I'll hand over to Tom now for his prediction.
Oh, such a difficult game to call. Stockport didn't play at the weekend. Notts didn't play at the weekend. Stockport only played 9, but in fantastic form, especially away from home. Make or break for me. Now, a lot of people might say it's too early. I think if Notts lose this, automatic promotion looks very, very, very difficult. We're 12 behind Torquay already. We've got to make that up. To get 12 points, it's taken us 6 odd games to get that. 5-6 games just to make that up, and that's that other team's getting points. So make or break, absolutely. And I'm going for a Notts win. I think Notts are going to win this 2-1. I think it's going to be incredibly difficult. I think it might be one of the games of this season. I think we're going to see 2 teams that are really going for it. Notts because they need to, and Stockport because, look, they've only played 9. If they get another win, what a fantastic position they're in with games in hand over some teams. So it's going to be really, really tricky, but I think we'll do it. And I think it's going to be a game for Rodriguez. I didn't think Yeovil would have been a game for Rodriguez, but I think this will. It's going to suit him to the ground, show everyone what he's made of. So I'm going for Rodriguez double for this one. So, yeah, massive, massive game. If you've not bought any of the streaming content, I recommend you doing it for this one, because just see the quality of not streaming just once before we hopefully go back into grounds in the near future, fingers crossed. But big game, let's cheer them on from home. I'd love to know what you think the lineup will be and the score prediction. Come on, you pies.